Hi everyone, Lori Marie here, mixed media artist in Vallejo, California. Afternoon coffee, thank goodness. Handsome hubby is out with the boys, so I had a little bit of playtime. I've had a lot of playtime in the last few days. It's been really divine to be in my studio that much. So I want to shout out to Dawn. Dawn sent us some money, and I'm not sure if I told her thank you in the last video or not. The videos are coming really fast right now, so it's hard to keep up. I got some happy mail from Linda today. I haven't opened it yet, so we'll go through that next time. So Paula got the round robin. I believe two Paulas got a round robin, so that is circulating around, which is very much fun. So anyway, see you on the table. All right, this is the piece you're going to play with. I'm going to be putting her under some heavy books, some dictionaries here in a moment to make sure that she's stuck down well. Her adhesive is not quite dry yet. But I do want to talk about some of the supplies, because the supplies kind of changed and evolved and things like that. So you're going to need, I had a window. That's what I used. I used a window and a piece of scrapbooking paper underneath. That's the back side. And a focal point and anything you want to embellish the focal point with. This is a rusted doily. Here I used gesso, a stencil, watercolor, distress ink, Mod Podge, Stabilo, X-Acto. This is an acetate, piece of acetate under here that I ran through my printer and put a little crack in the window. There's another crack in another window, but it's totally lost. So this is the only crack that you can see. I think it's over here. Anyway, this is the crack that you can see. Hopefully you can see that. Can you see that? Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I think that's all the supplies that I used. All right, let me start off by saying I have an idea. So you need to know that I tried these ideas on screen, and you know, I've thought about them on my walk with Hudson, but then I come to the table and I see if they work. And usually I work with them until they do work. So we're going to start off with some supplies, and then we will just feel the piece and go forward. So I have my cutting board and an X-Acto, a few stencils, and a piece of scrapbooking paper. This is just something that was at my left-hand side, so I grabbed that. I have an acetate sheet where I just put some little window cracks in it, and then I have this image of a window. This is from a Somerset magazine. It says Artful Blogging right there. I just took it to a printer and had him put it on a kind of a shiny, thicker paper than printer paper. So what I'm going to do to start off is I'm going to cut these windows out. And I'm going to use my X-Acto because I don't want a real clean cut edge. So I'm just going to go around all the windows and cut them out to the best of my ability. Did I say gesso? If I didn't say gesso, I know we're going to use gesso. Just not sure what else we're going to use yet. All right, so take your time and cut the windows out. Nice stiff paper, that's good, because this is going to be the base of our collage. Or I should say that's my intention. Alright, I'm still cutting. I have 3 more windows to cut out. I did put a new blade in my X-Acto, which makes life much easier. Okay, I have a black soot distress paint dauber, and I'm going to go around these windows. My intention is to cover that white edge that I just cut. Never played with one of these before. This is from the Purge as well. Trying not to move the piece too much. Let's see what happens when we turn it over. Fingers crossed. Lift up carefully. Yeah. It still has some white on the edges, on the inside edges of the windows. Not bad though. Let's go over that again. Won't be as careful this time. Okay. Ta-da. Alright, so there's our windows. Okay, so this is the image that I've chosen for behind the window. She is gorgeous. We're going to cut her out, of course. Alright, so let's work on the background a little bit. And we are going to use a technique that we have used before with laying down some torn pages. Let me grab those torn pages. Grabbed a glue stick, torn pages. At first I grabbed the driest glue stick in the world. And these pages work as a mask. So what is going to happen next? That's kind of a fun shape. I have no idea how much of this is going to show in the window. We'll do this. Okay. Perfect. I don't know if it's perfect or not. We're saying it's perfect. All right, should we use the bricks again? The bricks were certainly fun. I had to order one because the one that I used last time was indeed not even mine. It was Patricia's. So yeah, I had to return it. So, silicone brush, which I dearly love for this kind of a project. And I'm just going to dip my silicone brush in the gesso. I'm going to move the jar though. And I'm just going to put some gesso on that stencil right over that paper that we put down. Now since I have a golden colored piece of scrapbook paper, that's going to be the color of the mortar of our bricks, which I think will be fun. Alright, when I take this off, I need to wipe it. Otherwise the stencil gets gooey on the side and it's not as crisp. So I'll put that down. And it must be important or I wouldn't do it, right? Because I love skipping steps. Even makes a fun sound, this silicone brush. Love it! There's going to be enough going on that if the bricks don't match up, nobody's going to notice. Alright, I'm going to remove the paper. I'm going to save that paper. That's pretty. Where am I going to save it? I'll put it over here. Oh, tummy. Tummy, tummy, tummy. Looks like there's a little bit of glue stick left on that paper. I am okay with that. We will call that texture. Alright, I'm going to grab my ever trusty watercolors. This is sap green. Looks like I do not have a bunch left of it, but I bet we can get enough. Alright, I'm going to get some water, go in that sap green, looking for good saturation, good juicy watercolor, and yeah, and we're just going to paint. So much for that gold mortar, huh? Oh well. Never know what's going to happen on the table. We are led by the peace in our imagination. All right. Not complete coverage there, there. Yay. Looks delicious to me. Let's dry it. All right, my villagers, what do you think comes next? Kind of flat looking. What are we going to do? We're going to bring in a coarse sandpaper and we're going to dig it up, okay? Okay. I have no idea which way it's going to go. Doesn't matter. But look at that. This is where the glue stick was. See how that ripped up so nice? Yay. All right, I'm getting some of the dust off there. Very, very nice. Now, I'm going to bring in another stencil. This one is a burlap stencil. You do not have to use these stencils. You can use a stencil of your choice, right? Okay. I am going to try to keep it somewhat within the brick area. So I don't care if it's completely there. Just trying to make a ragged wall, a wall that's been around for a long time. That happens too. Beautiful. Oh, pretty good guesstimation too. All right, so I've got that stencil there with the gesso. I'm going to dry that. So I am going to mix, or I should say, mixing some blue with just a touch of green in it. Here again, you know, intense, saturated, juicy. We are going to need more of that. Soak that right up. Uneven cover, different color top and bottom. We're doing it. We are doing it. The piece is very happy with irregularities. All right. Yep. Dry time. All right, it's dry. I'm going to bring that coarse sandpaper in, and I'm going to scuff it up pretty darn good. All right, I'm bringing the Vintage Photo Distress ink in for these bricks. That is very fun. And I grabbed mustard seed. Always fun, sometimes dangerous. Oh yeah, that's great. So it's like an old wall yet. I'm thinking so. There's somebody doing something outside. Not handsome hubby, because he's at work. Ah, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, so what I want to do is bring this window back in. Kind of get a feel of what's going to happen here. Look at that. I left 2 frosted windows in there. We shall see. We shall see, because she's going to be behind here. Yeah, that's pretty fun. All right, I'm going to walk away for a minute. All right, I'm going to bring my lady back in, my beautiful woman, and I'm going to cut her out. I'm not going to cut her halo out right now. Just going to cut her out with my X-Acto. She is all cut out. Her edge is quite white as well. So let's grab that black soot, dauber, and get that edge not white. Much better. Okay, so when I put her down on here, it is clear to my eye that we need some of the red color, just a little bit. We'll call this red, rust. We need a little bit of that in the background to pull this together. So I grabbed the fired brick. That'll make us a little nervous, huh? Let's see what happens. It's good. Much better, right? Much better. Beautiful. Now if I bring the windows back in, I had left a couple of the frosted ones in there. That does absolutely nothing for the piece. Absolutely nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those windows out. Okay, I have all the windows cut out. Let's bring her back in, see how she looks with all of the windows. I had put some cracked windows on some acetate, on an acetate sheet, thinking I would use that. Look at that. She's gorgeous. She is gorgeous. Yeah, I had put some cracks on some acetate. Let's see if that does anything for the piece at all. Well, it's kind of fun, actually. I think that's kind of fun. All right, so what we will do is we will take the window. Acetate's funny to work with as far as getting glue goobers on it. So we are going to really protect it here. Okay, Mod Podge. Is this the first Mod Podge we've used today? Oh my goodness. That's a record, don't you think? Alright, I am going to put Mod Podge on the entire back of this window. We're going to pick up all different kinds of fun colors. Inks that were on my workspace, watercolors that were on my brush. Looks like I'm fiddling around, but what I'm doing is I'm giving it a chance to get a little bit dry and a little bit tacky. And really, we have one chance to get it right here. And however it goes down, that's how it's staying, because I'm not going to move it around. 1, 2, 3. It's just really hard to get the acetate window clear again after we get Mod Podge on it. If we do, we do. If we don't, even better. See how there's quite a bit there? I know that'll bloop out onto the window. Okay, I have to leave it alone. Not bad, Village. Not bad at all. Alright, our next adventure is going to be to glue her down. And remember, we have watercolor and Distress ink on there. So, we know where the Mod Podge has to go. It has to go on the back of the image. There's some of that gorgeous blue watercolor. I'm okay with that. Doesn't hurt that Mod Podge a bit. Now we're going to put her down on this curled up paper. Look at, they're such a team. They're both curled up. All right. Put you down. And I'm going to put a deli sheet on her, and I'm going to put her under some heavy books. Okay, here is our gorgeous piece. I do want to embellish her some before I put her window on, make her a little bit more fun. Somebody wanted to see a rusted doily. This is a rusted doily. I'm going to try to flatten it out with some Mod Podge and use this in her hair, on her head. So we'll see. Hi, Hudson. Mailman. Mailman. So we're going to see how we can use that on her head. I really like his eyes. There's a little shenanigan that I think I might try with him. And if you will remember correctly, there's a little advertisement at the bottom of this window that I want to cover. This white border I don't care about because that's going to be behind a frame. So I want to cut some of this out and see if I can put that on the window to hide that. I was looking at the bird. I like the bird, but it's the wrong feel. It's the wrong feel. And this as well, this is just too fragile looking. We're looking for something stronger than that. So, all right, we're gonna see what we can do. Yeah, thinking, always a dangerous thing. All right. Okay, a little bit of fun has been had. I've cut out a few things for our little focal point here. That man's face, I took both of his eyes. Poor guy. Put that one on her hand, right there. I have many pieces of half-used paper towel that I'm going to employ. The other eye is going on her forehead. It is her third eye. That's fun. All right, now the frame, the window frame, I cut a horse out for that. Now remember, we're playing on the cranky old acetate, so we have to really be careful. So I'll put some Mod Podge on him. Looks like I cleaned my Teflon sheet, but I didn't. I just turned it over. These are places where I have misbehaved and cut. Sometimes you're just in a hurry to create. You can't help yourself. Going for it. And I would say we achieved it. Now the next thing I'm going to do is play with these fragile rusted doilies. See if I can flatten those out at all to make them so that they will go on her. And I don't care if they're like all scraggly. I'm okay with that. It's just a matter of, can we get it down? We're gonna try. Now I want the doily to stick to her and not my paper towel. Oh, good job. All right, we got one piece of a doily down. Let's see if we are that lucky again. So I'm just removing as much as I can in one piece. This is doubled up so that will not lay down. But we're going to put some Mod Podge on the other side and attempt a lay down of that. Fingers crossed. All right, for all of you that are out there screaming, wax paper, deli sheet, wax paper, deli sheet. I went and got a deli sheet to see if that'll help push things down without them sticking to that paper towel. And I can't put Mod Podge, oh, come on. I can't put Mod Podge on top because of the Distress ink and watercolor. There we go. If anything comes up, it's okay. One little itty bitty thingy came up. That's it. That's pretty good. I would love another little piece right there, wouldn't you? All right, oohs and ahs from the crowd. That is divine. All right, I'm just going to go around the edges a little bit with that Stabilo because I know that that watercolor will move. So I'm just going to go in here and just darken her edges just a little bit. Just enough to shadow her. I'm so glad we put the black soot on her edges. That helps so much to make her look more like she's part of the collage than all cut out. All right, for our next challenge, we are going to glue this window frame back down, keeping in mind that we have cranky acetate on there, and we do not want to get any smudges or glue on that. So that's going to be a little bit tricky, but we can do it. I think what I'm going to do is put the glue around here and then here. And I think maybe I won't, maybe a dot in the corners. So I'm going to have to get something that will apply a thin line. I might be sorry, but I'm going to use E6000. you want to use your E6000 in a well ventilated area, like my closed up studio. Just kidding about that. And these are pretty much single serving size tubes of E6000, which, thank you Bonnie for that tip. I can handle that. This is my third time using this. I say single serving, but it's my third time. All right, I want to have clamps ready. Here again, we get basically one try. And wherever it goes down, we're calling that home. I think instead of clamps, I'll put it under a heavy book because I want the whole thing weighted down. But there she is. Oh yeah, I am happy with her. We'll put her under a heavy book. All of this will adhere. All right, your turn. Go create. Go play. Go have fun.